Ooh, yeah. Right before 21 comes back and has a big old meal. But Embiid was sensational tonight, especially after coming off that donut up at the Great North. Up there in Toronto, he came back home. He had a couple cheesesteaks. He gobbled them down, clogged those arteries up right before Thanksgiving. And we get the W. He was sensational tonight. 33 and 16. That is what I'm used to seeing from Embiid. Awesome. Matisse Thybulle. I mean, it's going to find a way to get this kid more minutes. You can see how effective he is on the defensive end of the ball. Great defender. And he went perfect tonight. 5 for 5 for the shot selection. 3 from downtown. If he's able to hone in and shoot like he did tonight, I mean, I don't expect him to go perfect every night, but if he can develop a somewhat decent three-point shot, he's going to be so effective out on this team. And, you can kind of start to cut back on Korkmaz's minutes a little bit. He had an 0 for tonight. But, you go with the hot hand, and T's hat tonight, awesome defensively. If it wasn't for him, and if it wasn't for Embeast tonight, we would have lost again. I mean, this was not a great win. I'm not going to sit here and say they played well at all. Crappy game from the Sixers tonight. At least they got to the free throw line 24 times. 20 out of 24 from the free throw stripe tonight. Abysmal from downtown. I think we shot 19% from behind the arc. Would we go 5 for, 30? Maybe a little less? Happy Thanksgiving, Sean. But they needed to get this win at home. It was sloppy again. Turnovers, 17 yet again. Still seems to be an issue with this team. But the biggest problem is not being able to develop an offensive game. They get stagnant. It's horrible to watch. Like, even when you double and triple team Embiid, like, they don't know what to do. Everybody's just standing around. It's like two players playing together. They'll pass it back and forth, and then they'll jack up a three. There is no offensive continuity with this team. At least we got out on the fast break tonight. Had 23-point fast break, but it was horrible. Had 10 blocks, so the defense was stingy tonight. We held the Kings to a pretty poor percentage, too. They were 9 from 34 from downtown, and I know that's a big part of their game. Luke Walton being the head coach. You got Buddy Hield, who didn't completely go off. He had 22 points. I would love if we could get this done for the Sixers to somehow make a trade and get Bogdanovich off that team. No De'Aaron Fox. So and you know how we have so many issues with these fast-paced guards that can just slice our defense right in half. Didn't have to worry about him tonight. But if we can get Bogdanovich, like that pop off our bench, like he does come off with the Kings, and I think we're going to be in a lot better spot. He can create his own shot. He can shoot a little from downtown. But it's our biggest issue. Painful to watch. Painful. Because after Embiid went out, you looked at that lineup, it's like, where's the offense going to come from? You had Ben out there, Ennis, Horford, I cannot remember who the other guy was, but it was not a great lineup. None of these guys can come out and create their own shots. The offense was just, we eked out a win. Should not happen, but, we got the W. Undefeated at home still. We got to somehow be able to close out on the road now. If we can get that done, maybe there's a little bit of hope for this team, but I don't know, guys. I still don't see it, and important basketball is coming up. This is where you kind of define your season, is December. That's where you take that turn and make that push to see if you're going to be that type of team. We've seen it early from other squads. Seen it from the Celtics. They've had injuries. You've seen it from Toronto, who was 12-4. I still think we could beat them. You got Indiana coming up. It's never an easy task. We struggle with Indiana. But you got to be able to get these wins on the road and play December basketball. You got to show that you're a championship team. But I still have my doubts. Still worried after watching this display out here. I don't see it either, my man. And again, the common denominator is coaching. Yes, it is. Coaching is one of the biggest factors, and that could be a huge part why Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid are not developing like we expected them to. JoJo is that talented because you see what he's come out and doing, you know, dropping 33 and 16. Guys haven't been playing baseball that long, but imagine if he could have a coach that could develop his game, draw up plays for him. The same with Ben Simmons. You know, that could be the biggest Achilles heel is Brett Brown for Ben. Who knows? You've seen glimpses. I know I'm on here a lot really digging into Ben. Really bad. I mean, he didn't have a great game again tonight, but the common denominator is absolutely coaching. I don't know who the coach is going to be, but I don't think Brett Brown's going to be able to do it. We've led the league, or close to it, in turnovers ever since he's been the head coach of this team. He's too soft. He's more or less an assistant coach. Much like when you see defensive coordinators trying to become head coaches, it doesn't work out sometimes. But if Matisse can continue down the shot before this, why he wasn't getting minutes was he was shooting 20% from the field. Abysmal. You can't have somebody out there that's non-existent on the offensive end. We already have that at the point guard. You can't have two guys out there that are going to be able to do that. So if he's in the gym, being able to knock down shots like that, he's going to get more minutes, and he can be such a deciding factor on the defensive end. So, Sixers win it tonight. We play Indiana Saturday. Got to get another win at home. But, again, we are money at home. That's why you want to have the playoffs run through Philadelphia, because what we can get done here. Embiid always plays so good here, and I know he feeds off the crowd, much like a lot of players do when they're playing at home. But there's a different type of energy down here at the center. That's how they're able to close out games, because we're not going to let them get lazy. We're not going to let them get sloppy towards the end of the game, even though it happens sometimes, because the boos will come hailing down. And Brett's got to be accountable. He has to. That's what killed us in Toronto. We had, 2 quarters where we scored under 16 points. It was 15 and 13. What does it tell? Thibault improves his shot and Simmons doesn't. Heart. The ability to want to get better. Thibault looked fantastic tonight. He really did. It's with Ben, I honestly think it's a want with this kid. Does he want to get better? We've all heard what he says, but there's a lot of difference between saying something and doing something. That's why that saying comes, talk is cheap. Well, talk is cheap. Prove it. You say all the right things to the media, blah, 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 and we still haven't seen a change in him in 3 years. Same with Embiid. If he wasn't so uber talented, his game really hasn't excelled to the next level either. He's at fault too. Could that be coaching? Absolutely. But I still think there has to be a little more into there. There were reports that Jimmy Butler said the reason he also left Philadelphia was there was players on the team that didn't care about winning a championship. He didn't name names. You can draw your speculations of who you think it is and who you think it was. But I know he left for the coaching for one of them. Him and Toronto and maybe won a championship. Jimmy's here and we go a different direction. I don't know, but I still think we have to trade Ben Simmons while he still has some potential to get stuff back in a trade. I still firmly believe that. We'll have to see. Got to continue on the season. Take it a game at a time. We got Indiana coming Saturday. And hopefully we can get this win. We play a little bit better basketball. But I like that we got to the line tonight. We scored 38, I believe, in the paint. We're horrible from downtown. Again, we didn't have Josh Richardson tonight. Because of that, I thought he was going to play. Seems like Butler may. I missed that. I know he was dealing with that hip injury. How's it going? Go Sixers. What's up, Tom? Yeah, man, we got that win. But still sloppy basketball. Still not a lot of changes in what we've been seeing as of late. Butler was talking about that. You can speculate that it could have been Simmons. I don't want to sit there and point the finger because then I'm just going to look like I absolutely hate Simmons because I'm always bashing him. It could have been. Who knows? I wouldn't be in doubt if it was Ben, but I would hope not, because you don't want that out of your floor general, especially out of one of your potential superstars. So You know, we got to take it a game at a time, but this point in the season is where you got to turn the corner and start putting down W's and working on all this bullshit that we've been having issues with. Turning the ball over, not scoring enough in quarters, having the offense completely stagnant because we don't know how to draw up offensive plays. Because it's two-man ball, not five. You can't have that. You got to have ball movement. You got to tire out the defense. You're helping out the opposition every time you do this. We let them get back in. We get a big lead, then they cut it. Get a lead, they cut it. And it's by small margins, too. It's so frustrating to watch. But it's accountability. And how long of a leash are you going to give with Brett Brown? Who knows? Who really knows? You would have thought after last season it would have been done, but it wasn't. We'll have to wait and see. So you got the win there, 97-91. This is Kyle Gaffner with the Bitter Birds. At least Matisse and Embeast fed before Thanksgiving Eve. All right, y'all. You have a good one. Safe holidays. If you're going to be drinking, Uber, Lyft. Don't be drinking and driving. No need for that shit no more. But get hammered. All right, I'm out. Peace.